Job wasn't hard enough. Peter Reid has opted to leave Mark Viduka out of his plans. I gather the player reported late for training yesterday and for today's game. It is a disciplinary decision. So Michael Bridges, who started one Premiership game in more than 3 years because of injuries, starts today. Roque Jr. is in for the injured Dominic Matteo, and on loan Jermaine Pennant faces his current employers. Arsenal may have to recall some of the players lent out here and there when the FA suspensions kick in later in the month, but that is the same lineup that drew at Charlton last weekend. For all their trials and tribulations, Arsenal remain the last unbeaten team in the English professional leagues. Unbeaten since Leeds United ended their hopes of winning the league at Highbury 6 months ago. Jermaine Pennant was very much an Arsenal player then, currently on loan to Leeds United. Henry is the target. This is Pires. Peter Reid was confirmed as Leeds manager following that win in May, whatever confirmed means anymore. Nobody at Leeds can be sure of anything in the chilling financial climate here. Handle across to Paul Smith's progress. Bridges. Kelly's cross. Johnson tried to force it on. Sacco! It's a smart save by Lehmann. Lamine Sacco, who lost his place in the Leeds United Premiership lineup after the 4-0 defeat at Everton a month ago. Recalled today in preference to James Milner. Henry. Pires. Gilberto to Parla. Plenty of appetite and enthusiasm about the Leeds midfielders, and they forced a mistake out of Toure. No Arsenal player was allowed to have possession with any comfort then. Cole. Henry spun his run and now accelerates away from camera and gives Arsenal the lead. The inevitable goal from Thierry Henry inside of 8 minutes. No mercy from Arsene Wenger's team, piling on the problems for Leeds United. And how do you catch Thierry Henry? He just spun the run in order to stay onside, and then the leg race with Camara was no contest, and the finish was typically cool. And Thierry Henry has scored in his last 4 matches now for Arsenal. No change there. And no respite for Peter Reid and Leeds United. Run back by Johnson. Looking for Sacco. Lauren's looking for him too. This throw-in. And Arsenal being asked 1 or 2 questions at the moment. Olembe. I think he was just trying to nudge it into the path of Sacco. No harm done. Batty back on the ball. Olembe again. Awkward bounce for Campbell. Batty. Olembe. Away by Parla. Roque Jr. very quick to the ball there. And now he's got some catching up to do as Ljungberg breaks. Nobody with him for the moment, but 3 are arriving. This is Ljungberg. This is Gilberto. This is Pires. That is 2-0. Nobody breaks quite like Arsenal. Freddie Ljungberg appeared to be all alone there, and then suddenly he had 3 for company. Look at where they've come from inside their own half, fully 25 yards behind Ljungberg until now, and then he's almost sport for choice. Gilberto can't gather it in, but Robert Pires can. And Arsenal are 2 up here inside 17 minutes. New chief executive of Leeds United is Trevor Birch on the right there. Well, there is a big job. Pennant offered to take over. Got it now. This is Batty. Bridges. Pennant. Batty. And now Bridges. Campbell across. It is a corner kick. Better moments for Leeds United. Johnson takes. Headed away by Toure. Batty's lost out here to Henry. And here comes the Arsenal sprint relay squad again. Bergkamp to Parler. 3 more up with him. This is Dennis Bergkamp. Hits the post. Thierry Henry, 3-0. And every time Leeds United put any pressure on Arsenal, they simply pour down the field in a counter-attack and score. You felt it was coming from its very inception there. So much control, so much movement. Dennis Bergkamp couldn't quite score, but Thierry Henry makes it a dozen for the season, and 3 for Arsenal. Presumably they're going for an early half-time cuppa rather than the cars. To pick his half-time words carefully. Maybe he won't. Ljungberg into the path of Bergkamp, and now Thierry Henry. Well, wipe your eyes, because he missed. Wildly. Nothing wild about the build-up. First touch just took it a little wider than he would have liked. And then he had a bit of a swing at it, really. Devastating Arsenal. 3 more devastating blows to Peter Reid and Leeds United. 2 of them from the wing-heeled Thierry Henry. And Leeds United, who scored 4 goals here all season, need 4 in the second half against the league leaders. Arsenal lead 3-0. It's a month since Peter Reid received his all-too-public vote of confidence. A month in which Leeds have lost at Liverpool and twice to Manchester United here. The fixture computer has a black sense of humour when it throws up Arsenal as your next opponents. Reid has turned to a 17-year-old at half-time, James Milner, as his one change in place of Michael Bridges. One-two between Henry and Pennant, which would be okay in different circumstances. Bergkamp. Ljungberg. It's bowled over by Olembe. There's a midfield player really by trade, but he's played the last 4 Premiership games at left back now and impressed. Bergkamp's free kick. It's found a way through to Pires. Siphoned it into Campbell. It'll come for Gilberto. And Arsenal start the second half as they ended the first, scoring freely. Gilberto adds to the tally. It's the 3rd time in 4 seasons that Arsenal have scored 4 times on this ground. But this time, they've got another 40 minutes still to add to their total. A rather funereal air inside Ellen Road as Arsenal party. Gilberto, their latest scorer. And they are going home already. It's a little loose from Henry. fact, he seizes upon it. This is Olembe, and now Sacco, good save. Lehmann recovered as Smith closed in. There was a flag up against Alan Smith, as it happens. Not sure that Smith would have been penalised had the original shot gone in, and pretty certainly wouldn't from Sacco. Marvellous vocal encouragement for Leeds United at a time when they need it most. I'm not sure they've ever needed it more. They're sticking together. Smith, Milner, Lennon. Last three names all Leeds born and bred, and here's Alan Smith. And some good news for Leeds United, some home-produced good news, a goal for Alan Smith. Celebrated almost as if it was a winner by some, but 17-year-old James Milner and 16-year-old Aaron Lennon were involved in the build-up. And Alan Smith, who made his debut for the club at 17, turns in what appears to be a consolation goal, but some reward for the Leeds United fans who've stuck with their team in this trying second half. Smith, now Lennon. Still in a march on Warren. Johnson was there and it needed Pires to intervene. Referee had a really good view of Lauren's control there. He's got it back with some help from Lennon. And now Alan Smith hit the post. Now there's an offside flag up now. Lennon was offside when Smith shot. Well, it's unlikely. It would be unbelievable if they did it. But Leeds United are showing enough spirit to think about a comeback in this game. Edu. Tried to poke it through to Parler, it may still come for him. Goalkeeper intervened, it'll come for Henry. Blocked by his own man, Ray Parler. Denying Thierry Henry a hat-trick in the most bizarre circumstances. He can just about afford a wry smile, and so can he in view of the scoreline. But look who stops Henry from scoring. The rump of Ray Parler. Can't quite believe his eyes. Parler to Henry. His hat-trick seemed inevitable at the break, but it hasn't arrived yet. Partly thanks to this man, Ray Parler. In towards Ali Adier! And the man with the never-ending name should have added to Arsenal's apparently never-ending goals tally. Jeremy Ali Adier, wasteful. From Ray Parler's perfect cross. Never a dull moment for Arsene Wenger just now. Dull about the way his team have taken apart Leeds United for the most part. Smith and the other young studs have tried to keep Leeds' heads up. I think have denied Henry his hat-trick at least. He's fed Ali Adier. He's stopped by Roque Jr. To early fireworks going off. Very little for Leeds United to celebrate at the moment. It was a mismatch at times. Top beating second from bottom with 3 goals to spare. Leeds could end the weekend at the bottom, and who knows what that could mean for Peter Reid. Arsenal, for their part, remain unbeaten and remain the team to catch. Leeds didn't get close today, beaten by 4 goals to 1.
We'll hear from the star of that particular